The police found a security camera inside an abandoned house in Texas. What it recorded was never released to the public. The footage started at exactly 2:13 a.m. No movement, no sound, just an empty living room, and a camera that shouldn't be on. For the first few minutes, nothing happened, just silence stretching endlessly till something moved. Just outside the frame, the house belonged to the Carter family, a normal American family. They had disappeared 3 days before this footage was found. No signs of struggle, no forced entry, just an empty house, and everything left behind. At 2:17 a.m., the camera flickered slightly, and then the front door opened, but no one walked in. No footsteps, no sound, just the door, moving on its own. Minutes passed again. The camera kept recording. Then suddenly, a chair moved, not pushed, not dragged, just slid slowly across the floor. Investigators thought it was fake, until they checked the timestamp. There was no cut, no edit. At 2:26 a.m., something appeared, not clearly, just a shape. It stood in the corner, completely still, facing the camera, but not moving. Then the audio started, soft at first, like someone breathing, very slowly, but there were no microphones installed in that camera. It wasn't supposed to record sound, yet it did. At 2:31 a.m., the figure moved, one step forward, then stopped again. That's when something else happened. The camera glitched, just for a second, but enough to miss something. When the image returned, the figure was gone. The room was empty again, like nothing had been there, but something had changed. The chair was now facing the camera, directly, and then a voice was heard, clear this time, not breathing anymore. "You shouldn't be watching this." The investigators froze. No one in the room spoke, yet the voice continued. The investigators looked at each other. No one had touched the audio controls, yet the voice was clear, and it sounded close. "You shouldn't be watching this." The same sentence repeated, but each time, the tone changed slightly. At 2:36 a.m., the camera zoomed in, on its own. No operator controlling it. It focused on the wall. At first, nothing seemed unusual, just plain paint. Until something appeared. Scratches. Deep, uneven marks, like someone had carved into it. With bare hands, the message became clearer, letter by letter, slowly forming words. A warning, don't look away. No one in the room moved. The footage continued playing, and they kept watching. At 2:41 a.m., the front door slammed shut, violently, without any wind. The camera shook slightly, like something heavy moved. But again, nothing could be seen. Then footsteps, slow, heavy, coming from upstairs, getting closer, step, 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 each one louder than before. The camera turned slightly, not fully, just enough to capture the staircase, and what was on it? A figure, crawling down the stairs, not walking, not human. Its movements were wrong, joints bending unnaturally, head tilted too far, eyes not visible. Halfway down, it stopped, and slowly turned toward the camera. The screen glitched again, but this time longer. Static filled the monitor, audio distorted. When the image returned, the staircase was empty, but something else had changed. Something worse. The camera was closer now, much closer than before, as if someone was holding it. The breathing returned, louder, closer, right next to the microphone. Then a whisper, right into the camera, not from the room, but from behind it. "You stayed. You kept watching. Now it sees you too." One investigator stood up. He couldn't take it anymore, but as he turned away, the screen changed. The footage was no longer showing the house. It was showing the control room. Live. They stared at the screen, confused, frozen, because what they saw was impossible. On the screen, behind them, something was standing, watching. Slowly, they turned around. The room was empty, nothing there, but on the screen, it was still there, getting closer, step by step. The lights flickered, the audio spiked, and then, everything went black. The footage ended there. No explanation, no trace of the family, and no record of what happened next. But one thing remained. hidden in the final frame, something investigators didn't notice. Until it was too late, the final frame stayed frozen. At first, nothing looked unusual, just an empty room. Or at least, it seemed that way. One investigator leaned closer. There, zoom in. They enhanced the image slowly, pixel by pixel. In the corner, something appeared. Not a person, not a shadow. It looked like a face, but stretched. Wrong. The room went silent. No one spoke, because they all saw it now, watching them. Suddenly, the screen flickered again. The frozen frame changed, just slightly. The face had moved. Closer than before, much closer. That's not possible, one of them whispered. The footage had ended. It wasn't supposed to change. Then the audio came back, soft, broken, like something trying to speak, through static. Still watching, the voice was clearer now, not from the house, from inside the room. One investigator turned quickly. Did you hear that? No one answered, but they all had. Behind them, a monitor turned on, by itself. No input, no signal. It showed the same house again, but this time, the camera angle was different, higher, watching everything, and standing in the center was the figure, completely still, facing upward, as if it knew they were watching. As if it was waiting. Then slowly, it lifted its arm, pointing straight at them. The lights flickered violently. One monitor shut off, then another, one by one. Only one screen remained, still showing the house, still showing the figure. Then suddenly, the feed changed again. Not the house anymore, something else. It was showing their own building, from outside, live. The camera zoomed in, closer, closer, toward the entrance, toward the door, and then, it appeared again, standing outside, waiting. No one moved, no one spoke, because they all knew it wasn't supposed to be there. The door handle moved, slowly, quietly, click. The screen went black again. Complete silence. No audio, no movement. Then one last message appeared, white text, on a black screen. You watched too long. No one in the room spoke, no one moved, because they understood. The footage file corrupted itself, deleted, gone completely, like it never existed. The next morning, the entire investigation team was missing, every single one. No signs of struggle, no forced exit, just empty desks and powered off screens. The case was closed immediately, all records sealed. But sometimes, late at night, if you stare at a screen too long, you might notice something watching you back. And if you do, don't look away.